So I didn't mean to turn this into a big rant, but you know what? It needs to be said. We agree to the terms and services of these corporations, and they turn around and, you know, they can do whatever they want because we agree to their terms and services by using their platform. Hey guys, so I want to give y'all some updates as to what's going on with my channel and also my social media recently for the past couple days. So a few days ago, and I'm going to show you this here on my screen share. So just a few days ago, I noticed that that 0 ads were running on any of my full presentations as well as a lot of my other videos. So I checked it out and I contacted YouTube for a little bit of help and support, and I let them know that ads weren't running on my videos, and what they did was they contacted me back shortly that evening and said that they had reviewed my videos and my channel and that they found that there weren't any problems with running ads on my videos. And so yeah, that apparently resolved the issue. And then later the next day I come back and I realized that many of the videos on my channel had been basically demonetized, and of course it's limited to no ads running. And a lot of these are, and it was actually more videos were demonetized, but I was able to contact and get some of them corrected. But for most of them, they're still have to be manually reviewed, and they're not actually even eligible to be reviewed because you have to have over 1,000 views in a week time period in order to even be able to appeal for a manual review. So in other words, my videos don't get 1,000 views in a week because my channel just isn't that successful. So my videos don't get enough views to actually be able to be eligible for monetization anyways, and in order to be requested for review. So even videos that have 0 suggestive content, there's nothing sexual, there's no cursing, there's no tags in the description related to anything controversial, nothing political, there's no words like sex, porn, no censored words or tags like terrorism or politics or geopolitics, none of those key words that are tagged to be able to demonetize these things. And yet my hydrotherapy video, which is literally just me on camera talking about a presentation about the lymphatic system and about hydrotherapy, nothing suggestive, and it's demonetized. And that's one of my favorite health and fitness presentations that I've done. And as well as some of my other major works, like my Symbols of Power series has been demonetized as well. And the part 3 hasn't actually really done, hardly anyone has viewed that one, but yet it's still uneligible for monetization now, and there's nothing suggestive in there. There is sexual content in it, but it is purely educational content. It's not, there's no cursing. I mean, if there is a swear word here or there, it's not, I mean, it's nothing that violates YouTube guidelines or YouTube community services, so it doesn't make any sense. Most of everything involving either government or symbols and language has been demonetized as well. Sorry, my computer is not loading out here, but... So anyways, so YouTube has basically completely crushed my ability to be able to earn an income from doing my videos and my presentations online. So now on top of that, I just posted an excerpt from my demonology article, and literally the second that I tried to tag myself in this graphic and share it to my personal page, I realized that my page had frozen up. And so when I tried to sign back into it, I realized that Facebook has now kicked me, it has basically terminated my personal account, and there's no way for me to access it. when I try to log in, it says that it appears that someone has logged into my account and they need to secure my account. And when I try to go through the steps to be able to recover my account, it ends up showing me nothing but a blank screen. So I can't even complete, it won't even allow me to complete the steps to be able to recover my account. And so and I tried logging in from my girlfriend's account, and so it turns out I can still access the Lifting the Veil page, but when I try to find my own personal page, Cullen Smith, it's not available. It's completely gone. Just no trace of it. It's been completely terminated. So now I can't even share my information via social media. I can still share it from my YouTube channel, but I definitely can't earn an income by doing that. But I can still put it out for free on my YouTube channel. That is when it's not censored, and when the views aren't censored, when the numbers aren't censored, as well as my income being demonetized. So I'm basically being hit from every aspect and every platform of my social media. My YouTube channel has been disincentivized, so that the months that I'm going to be spending putting out these full video presentations is basically I'm not going to be getting any return, seeing any return for that hard work and that effort that goes into it. But you know what? I love doing this, and I'm going to keep doing it, and I'm going to keep producing even more, and I've still got a shitload of content that is going to come out and completely blow you guys away. I mean, you think what I've done so far is amazing? You haven't seen anything yet. I'm literally just getting started, and there's so much more to continue with. I mean, I've got so many things that I want to debunk, so many. And I don't even have time to finish each of these presentations, because by the time I get close to finishing it, some other new event comes along that just completely is a whole nother rabbit hole in itself. And so there's just so many, and everyone is focusing on what's happening next, the latest fake news, the latest propaganda, the latest thing that Trump is doing, the latest geopolitics, the things where they are taking us. Everyone's focusing on where we are going. Nobody has any awareness or is focusing on how we got here, where things come from, where the origins of these things arise from. And by studying the origins of these things, only then can we truly understand what lies ahead of us and what we're seeing happen around us. And that's what I'm attempting to do with my channel, with these etymology presentations, the symbolism, because it gives you a formula to understand the world around you. And that's how I can do this, is because I understand the symbols and the language of what goes on and where these things come from, and how literally the mythology and the symbolism is playing out in every aspect of our lives. It's showing us lessons that we can learn from everything that happens around us, because it's a universal formula. It's a universal truth that gives you the golden key to access the knowledge and the wisdom to be able to know where you stand, your purpose and your place in the universe, and how it all connects and how it all ties together. The universe speaks to us through these synchronicities, and it speaks to us through these archetypes. And these archetypes are passed down throughout the ages as archetypes of nature and the cycles of nature, to be able to understand the human psyche, the human physiology, and the human condition, the human nature. So luckily I have made a Patreon account where people can subscribe and actually support me on my account. And I put out all of my videos, all my full article presentations before they become a video presentation, so that you can actually follow along with the research for yourself, and you can access the full article in PDF ebook format to accompany the full video presentations that I put out. So you can, and I put all that out for free. I don't make you don't have to become a patron to access any of my content. I release it all for free, because I want everyone to value this information for what it is, and if they choose to support me for giving all the information for free, then that's their choice. But most people have all their posts as for patrons only. I don't do that. I give all of my stuff away for free, and if you want to support me, then you can support me. So, but I believe that everyone should have access to the information that I share, and everyone does already have access to it. It's just most people do not put it together the way I put it all together, and most people don't know half the stuff that I know to put it all together in the way that I put it all together. So I do all that for free because I love to do it and because it's what I do well and it's what I do best. And I think that my work definitely qualifies for as being valuable enough to be worthy of maybe $1 a month. And I would think that myself as a person is also worth maybe, you know, at least as little as $1 a month. You know, most people spend more than that on coffee and drugs and alcohol and, you know, and Netflix subscriptions, and most people spend their money on absolutely worthless shit. And they spend more money than that, as opposed to this esoteric wisdom and knowledge that applies, is timeless. It applies to every aspect of reality, and you can literally decode everything every event that unfolds, everything you see around you. So I think that qualifies being worthy of maybe at least $1 a month, don't you guys? What do you think? I mean, people on my social media tend to contact me and say that, you know, I'm a criminal for trying to sell my information, when I don't sell anything. I give everything I do away for free. All my YouTube videos, all my presentations, all my full articles, my PDF ebooks, everything that I do, I give away for free. Nobody has to give me a damn thing. I give it all away for free. But if you choose to support me, that's well and good, and that's fine, and I can't thank you enough. But so people want to hate and say that I'm a criminal for asking for support for the work that I do and give away for free, with all of my time going into my research and the productions of my video presentations, which I've got so many in the works right now. I literally just finished a completely mind-blowing presentation that will accompany my Symbols of Power presentations, but I plan to release it aside from those. But it's completely mind-blowing. The complete numerology and symbolism of the human being and philosophy. I mean, just completely staggering information. And I've been working on finishing up my Chester Pedester Pedo Gate video that I've been working on for a while now, that I haven't been able to get around to finishing because we're literally packing up everything in the house right now in order to do the big move to, hopefully, to Ecuador. But yeah, doing that move is, you know, once we get down there, I'm basically relying on my online income to basically support me, so that I can be able to continue to do my work and to live down there while I'm down there. And that's just that's just a stepping stone. It's a launch pad. It's a platform to be able to support me while I'm down there, so that I can continue to get my website going, and that I can release a Lifting the Veil product merch line based on all of my symbolism and the language that I do, so that, you know, people can wear the shirts around in public and literally awaken the world with just the symbolism and the language that will be encoded into the clothing designs. So that's something I plan on doing in the future, as well as getting my health and nutrition certifications to be able to do nutritional coaching as well as fitness coaching as well. But so I've been wanting to work on getting my T. Colin Campbell E. Cornell plant-based nutrition certification as well, to be able to add that to my repertoire of things that I do in my presentations, and as well as my work with clientele. So I want to do all of these things to advance what I do and advance the information that I'm able to put out. But I can't do that without any support, because simply it requires full time to go into this, especially for all the research into my presentations, let alone the production time, which is where most of it goes into, is literally just sitting and editing videos and creating the graphics and creating the images. Most people have no idea the amount of work and time that goes into creating graphics and images and compiling images together to be able to portray and illustrate the symbolism and the language that goes into this type of work, especially for my friend Christopher Lord, who's been doing this for 10 years. And the amount of time and energy that has gone into creating those graphics to be able to distill all of this, literally thousands of books worth of knowledge that once required, you have to read all of these books just to be able to convey the amount of information that you can now condense into a simple meme or a graphic that condenses all of this information into a simple presentation. I mean, the amount of work that goes, time and work and effort that goes into that, you guys will just never know. You'll never understand how much work goes into that. I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, people expect you to give everything away for free and give nothing in return. Have everything handed to them, and yet don't even care what happens to their teachers once they get what they want out of them. Once they get the information for free, then they don't care what happens to the teacher. You know, nobody wants to support their teachers once they've got the information for themselves. Then they can go off and do whatever the hell they want with it, but they don't care about the teacher beyond that point. You know, no one wants to support their teachers after that point. You know, everyone seems to want to just take things for free and give nothing back. And of course, and then I get all the pseudo-spiritual people types coming at me and saying, oh, you should be grateful to give everything away for free. All of your time, all of your energy, all of your knowledge, all of your service, you should give away for free. I'm like, oh yeah? Is that what you do? Do you go around giving all your services away for free and getting nothing in return? How are you going to support yourself? How are you going to... And of course, in a perfect world, yeah, we should all be able to do that. To be able to get to that point to where I can expand my reach beyond just my own personal needs and be able to incorporate the needs of everyone else as well. I can't take care of anyone else until I can take care of myself first. And that's what I'm working on doing. So, you know, it's so hard trying to do something that is positive and beneficial for humanity and still being able to support yourself while doing it. And it's even harder for people my age, you know, for young people to be able to do this. It's different for people who grew up in a world where the understanding of economics was entirely different and the system was entirely different and was much more beneficial. The inflation of the dollar was much more able to support a human being in those times, but it's not like that anymore. We're not living in that world anymore. So anyways, in the light of all of this, in the light of having to move to Ecuador to be able to support ourselves doing the work that we do and also live more in line with nature and in line with our personal philosophy and the way we want to live, more in tune with community and with nature. So in other words, I need to build my website, I need to get my website up, I need to be offering my coaching and health services, as well as I want to do my Lifting the Veil product merch line of clothing design. So that incorporates all my symbols and my language into the designs and into the graphic artwork. So I want to do all of that, but again, in the meantime, I was looking like I was more than able to support myself doing that with my YouTube channel, but after the complete demonetization of my channel and the complete reduction of my income being cut by more than 3/4, by more than 75%, I was trying to work myself up to over 1,000 a month on my channel, and it's just been completely, almost just completely eliminated, just completely flatlined. down to under 300 a month on my channel. So it's hard. It's hard to be able to want to spend the time and the effort that to continue doing this and giving it all away for free. I'm thinking about making all of my posts on Patreon as for patrons only, so that if you really enjoy the information that I'm giving out for free, then you can support me for $1 a month, and still have access to all my full ebooks and PDF articles and my full video presentations, which will still be for free on my YouTube channel. But I think if you want to be able to access the PDF books, then you can subscribe for $1 a month to my Patreon account, because that's what everyone else does. I go to everyone else's Patreon account and all of theirs are for patrons only. They're not giving anything away for free, and yet they've got a shitload of support. So I think that my work is valuable enough to be able to be worth maybe at least $1 a month. I think I am valuable enough to be worth $1 a month. Is that too much to ask? Is that too much to give? I give more than that to every homeless person I come across on the street, every time I come across one. And that's the least I can do. I support my favorite creators. I support them because the more I support, because I know what it's like. I support them because I know the more that I support others, the more I will be supported myself. But so anyways, that's what I wanted to get off my chest. As well as give you guys an update as to, the projects that I'm working on currently. Again, I'm finishing up the Chester, Bennington, John Podesta, Pedo Gate, Pizza Gate, a whole nother level that I'm getting into, which I want to do after that, which is a whole other level of the Pizza Gate that most people have no clue about. As well as I've got, I've done some heavy full articles, the Symbols of Power Part 4, massive, completely, reality shifting presentation, as well as many of the other full articles that I've just finished up and completed major updates to, as well as my Black Star article, including Chris Cornell into that, incorporating Chris Cornell's death into that as well. Some more updates to my Let Them Eat Cake article, which is all about the baby cakes and ties into how the Pizzagate ties into that as well. Gives a whole new understanding, completely, people will be able to understand why Pizzagate is what it is, why it's called Pizzagate, so that people will understand the significance of why it's pizza, why it's the bread, what the bread has to do with ritual blood sacrifice, and all of these things. I mean, I completely blow your mind with all of this. So what I have coming is just, it's just a scratch on the surface. But so anyways, if you guys appreciate my work, if you really care, and if you really want, if you really support what I do and all the time and effort that I put into this, again, you can subscribe to my Patreon page. You can support my work from there. You can share all of my articles, all my photos, all my full video presentations from there. And that supports me in the process to be able to put in, the countless hours that goes into these video productions, as well as, supports me in the meantime to be, while I'm able to get my website going and get my other projects going, so that I won't have to really rely on, on external support as much, and I'll be able to support myself with just my online revenue generated by my website and by my, hopefully by my YouTube channel, if it's not going completely crashed into the ground, which it seems to have been. And especially now with my, my Facebook account being completely terminated, it's, how am I going to get this information out, on a broad scale to a broad audience when, I'm being hit from every aspect, I'm being censored from every aspect of social media to be able to get this information out. So it's just frustrating, and thank you guys who have been there throughout the years to support this and support my work. I'll see you guys soon, and I've got a lot of work still coming out. So thank you so much, and you guys have a great day. So much love to you all. Peace.